This is the Civilization 4 NLL. Hello and welcome to the Noble Leaders League. I am Kjotleik. This is the second division game between Boudica and Washington. Boudica is number 7 with 4 points, 2 wins and a loss in their first 3 games. Washington is number 3 with 5 points after 2 wins, a draw and no losses. Boudica lost her game in round 3 after having won her first 2. All of her games have ended in conquest. And Washington, he has won space and Diplo in addition to a time draw, so he is a little bit more versatile it seems. The starting positions show that Boudica is here. Let's get the resource bubbles on to show that she has 4 crabs around her starting position. There is also cows and there is stone. Look at the small continent that we start on. However, Washington's starting position is a lot more centrally located anyway. He has clams, gems, there is dyes, rice, ivory, fish and some cows here. It is possible for him to get over here to this continent in the south, and also from that continent over here to this continent in the west. And I believe, yes, there is the possibility to go down to the Antarctic as well. So he is very centralized starting position, Washington. Will he do as a human player would do, just build out cities to the west and north and then refuse to sign open borders with Boudica to lock her out from these continents in the south? Or will they be friendly and Boudica can go down to settle her cities down there? That is a question that I don't know the answer to, but we are going to start the game and find out. Off we go, Boudica versus Washington, 1 city each, and Washington, he is not particularly happy with Boudica at the moment. That could mean they may not sign open borders. Boudica and Washington in different religions, and Washington is angry, and Washington has already settled a city down in the continent down south. Boudica is expanding very well in the starting continent though, 3 cities each, both of them. Boudica is stronger than Washington, which means that Boudica on 4 cities on the starting continent, 5 cities on the starting continent, and Washington with only 3 cities left. Boudica is in a position where she could, and she does attack Washington. There are 5 cities each. Boudica is attacking 5 cities each, and Washington, he is expanding down on the continent down south, but he is losing his war up in the north. Boudica is twice as strong, and now she is getting construction as well, going for feudalism, which means that she is going to have some catapults to be able to take out the cities. But we see Washington has 6 cities now. He has expanded to the continent in the southwest as well. Boudica is trying to go the war path to expand now, because she has no more room for expansion land-wise. But 5 cities and Washington up to 7. Boudica is down to 1.4 the times the strength of Washington. Did she actually attack a little bit too late even? Washington has expanded very well in the continents that only he has access to down there, and Boudica doesn't seem to be able to break through to take the last Washington city on the main starting continent. We'll see if she can do that in the near future or not. 210 turns played, we are in the 16th century, 6 cities Boudica, 7 cities Washington, and Washington, he must be building some units, because Boudica is dropping a little bit in power. Now Washington is up to 8 cities, Boudica with 6. Washington is building his cities, settling his cities in the southern part. You can see the minimap yourself. 8 cities Washington, 7 cities Washington. Boudica did take the last city on the main land, now on the starting continent, which means that Washington has been expelled to the New World, the continents that spawned straight south of the starting continent. Boudica with 8 cities and full control of the starting continent. Now she is trying to ferry units over to take out Washington's cities in the new land. Let's see if she can successfully do that. Going for optics now, Boudica, by the way. Washington is on machinery. 8 cities each, and music, some music for Boudica then. She wants to sing a little bit, of course. Washington on machinery, Washington going for compass. Boudica is 1.3 times, 1.4 times the strongest. Washington 8 cities each, but this naval invasion stuff makes it a little bit harder for Boudica to go attack, and a little bit easier for Washington to defend. Boudica is going astronomy though. Washington is on compass as well. 8 cities each, and if Boudica can expand by going into the New World and build up a stronger base there as well, that could be the trick that gives her the win in this game. Turn 272 already though. Washington going engineering. Boudica is getting astronomy now. In 3 turns, 8 cities each. She has not yet successfully taken any cities in the New World that Washington settled in the continent in the south, both the southeast and southwest compared to the starting continent. 8 cities each, but we have no peace treaty either. Boudica now going for divine right. She does have astronomy, in other words. Let's see if she can settle cities in the New World, or if she focuses mainly on taking out Washington. I don't know the answer to that yet. 8 cities each anyway. Boudica on divine right, Washington on engineering. 9 cities Boudica. She has settled another city. No, Washington is down to 7. I mean, she took one. Washington is down to 7. I thought I was looking at the minimap trying to look for the new Boudica settled city, but she didn't settle one. She took one. And now she is settling in the middle of the map there. You see to the east of the starting continent there is a Kjotleik city. 10 cities to 7. Washington is going for astronomy as well, but I think that is a little bit too late at the moment. Boudica on gunpowder, 10 cities to 7. 6 cities left for Washington now. Boudica has taken another one in that continent all the way to the southwest. So she has not been able to invade the first continent Washington settled, the southeast of the starting continent, but she is invading the southwestern one, taking out Washington there. Washington with 6 cities, Boudica now on 12, turned 314, 315. 1.9 times as strong as Washington, and Boudica's war machine, she is working that very well now, going for the military science. But with 12 cities to 6, this should be slam dunk. Boudica, 13 cities to 6. She's expanding into the biggest continent in the New World, and she is taking out Washington in the Old World. She is leaving Washington with a lot to be desired. Washington doesn't have much to go. He has 6 cities left. That is a little bit too few in my opinion. Boudica, she's trying her very best now to take him out as quickly as possible, but the naval invasion stuff is difficult for AIs in Civilization 4, and we see that now. Washington has been able to defend Boudica's aggression. 14 cities Boudica now, but the more cities she found in the New World, the more problems Washington will have standing up against her production capabilities. And she can ferry cities over, and she has already now taken a city on that continent Washington settled first. Washington is down to 5 cities, which Washington is up to 6 again. I guess he took one back. But 15 cities to 6, and Boudica, she has a foothold in both the continents down south, turned 355 now, which means that she have a base for her units to be ferried into, and that means she can have an easier time to take out Washington now if she can just focus on doing that instead of building too many settlers. 15 cities to 6. She has also now founded a city all the way to the east on the northeastern continent, as you can see on the minimap. Oh, how fast will this go, or how slow? Washington has defended himself. He has 6 cities, but he is fighting a superior force now, Washington, so this is going to be tough. 18 cities, now he's down to 4. Now Washington is down to 4 cities. Yeah, 4 cities left. Boudica, this is going your way, getting printing press right now, 19 cities to 3. Washington is down to 3 cities left. Those 3 cities are on 3 different continents. You can just look at the minimap yourself and you see the 3 blue blobs on the map. Boudica is going to take them out one by one, because Washington's empire is divided and he cannot build units in one city and send them over to another. He is now dependent on local production for each city to hold, while Boudica can send reinforcements from everywhere. 20 cities Boudica, 3 cities Washington. We are at turn 387, coming up on 388. Boudica is in a golden age. It has taken a lot of time because of the naval invasion stuff. That adds a lot of trouble for the AIs. But Washington, he has lost this game now. It's only a matter of time. Turn 393. He cannot possibly hold those 3 cities. It's only a matter of time before Boudica takes out the next one. Let's see when that happens. Boudica doesn't seem to want to sign peace, and there it goes. 2 cities left for Washington now. Boudica has successfully taken the continent, the second continent that Washington settled, or the first continent that he went to, the southeastern of the starting continent. 2 cities left for Washington. Boudica, how fast can you do that? You need to ferry your troops down to the Antarctic city as well. There is 1 city left for Washington right now, 1 city left, and she has units down there, and there it is. Washington is gone. It was a conquest again for Boudica. 1984, turn 404. It took a little bit longer than maybe what it should have, but that is because she had to build boats to ferry her troops for a naval invasion. She succeeded, Washington is gone, and Boudica has 2 points. Congratulations! Boudica declared her war in 225 AD, that's turn 124. She captured 10, lost 1 city. The game ended with conquest in 1984, turn 404, after 1,759 years of war. That is 280 turns. Let's take a look at the stats, shall we? Here are the graphs. You see Boudica in score, she was ahead from the very early stages and then she only went better. GNP, she took the lead about, is this 1 AD or something like that? Production, yeah, she was ahead even from the BC era here, so she had no problems being the top dog here. Food, she was ahead in the early stages, then she fell a little bit behind as Washington got more food here in the round 1400-1500, but then she got up above in round 1864 and had the lead over there. Power, she was number 1 from the BC era and she only increased her power difference. Culture, she was also number 1 from early on here as well and she just skyrocketed. Espionage, Washington was the number 1 up until, what is this, 1700 something, 1600, 1700, where she took over. So, demographics then. Let's click it actually. Boudica, 1685, some good numbers here, well, decent-ish numbers, not so terribly good actually. 16.8, almost 16.9 million inhabitants. The wonders, 1, 2, 3 wonders in the BC era, Great Wall, Stonehenge and the Temple of Artemis actually. Vienne is size 17 and we see Boudica of course with all the top 6 cities, Boudica the biggest with 19. Statistics, Boudica 14 cities built, 4 religions, 2 golden ages, currently 25 workshops, 21 mines, 21 windmills and a winery. She built in her cities 18 granaries, 13 lighthouses and barracks, 3 Buddhist stupas, page down. Some wonders here then, Spire Minaret, we have Angkor Wat, we have Great Wall, Statue of Zeus Mausoleum, Omasolos, page down. Also Shwedagon Paya is here. We have the Apostolic Palace, Pyramids, Stonehenge, Great Library, Great Lattice, Hangars, Colossus Oracle, Taj Mahal. Top and her current units are 45 grenadiers, 32 longbows, 30 workers, down to 1 great spy. She built in her cities 90 workboats, well, yes, there is that. 33 longbowmen, 30 musketmen, 7 archers, let's go page down. And great scientist here at the bottom, together with the warrior and the great artist. You killed, and these are the official numbers, 44 caravels, 37 longbowmen, 35 catapults, all the way down to 1 great merchant. You killed the great merchant, wow. You lost 21 caravels, 19 crossbowmen, 18 trebuchets, and all the way down to 1 settler. So we cannot choose Washington here because he exists no more. We have to reload the game, but that is something I'm going to do later. First we are going to go take a look at the victory condition screen and the cities. So the victory condition screen then, rivals left 0. She did have 55.44% of the land area she needed, 74% of course to win the domination, 100% of the world population. She also was not that far away from culture actually. She had only about 76 turns for Vienne, but around 70-ish turns left. Apostolic Palace she did build, and that's it, the numbers you see on the screen. Let's take a look at her cities then. The city list is here, sort by population and make sure we stand on the top. Bibracte 19 pops, Vienne 17, Toulouse 16, and we see the food situation, we see the commerce situation, we see the production situation. 90 is the biggest, Statue of Liberty is being built by 90 hammers per turn, Kremlin by 76, and we see she is building mostly units then. Of course, now we are going to have to reload the game, so let me do that before we can look at what Washington built. Here I have loaded up the game, and here we see Washington, what he did. 9 cities built, 3 religions founded. Of course he has nothing because he doesn't have any cities left. Let's go to the top and see what he built. He built 9 monuments and 9 granaries. And all the way down here you see he did get the Temple of Artemis, Sistine Chapel, Kashi Vishwanath. Let's go page down. And that was actually, yeah, that was it. What are your current units then? You look like you have a settler, okay. You did train 41 archers, 36 catapults, 35 caravels, and all the way down to 1 spy. Did you build more? Yes, you got even down to 1 great scientist here, great artist, great prophet, a warrior. The kills are not official. If these numbers are not the same as what Boudica lost, then Boudica's numbers are the correct kill numbers for Washington. But I'll show them on the screen anyway, so that you can compare if you want to. I'm not going to comment them anymore. So this has been the game between Boudica and Washington, and congratulations, Boudica. Spoiler alert, results and updated league tables follows after this screen. From the league table, we see that Boudica now is number 4 in the league with 6 points and a positive 14 score turn difference. Washington is number 5 with 5 points and negative 2 score turn difference. Tomorrow, we will continue the league with 2 games from the first division. Julius Caesar versus Saladin is the game number 1, and the second game tomorrow is going to be Pakal II versus Huao II. I am Kjotleik, this has been the Noble Leaders League. I really hope to see you back tomorrow for 2 very interesting first division games. Goodbye for now.